What is up, YouTube? Today we are talking about Zilliqa, the current price point, the updates that are in place, the ecosystem that they're building, as well as why I do not think the mainnet launch was a big deal at all. I actually find this to be a positive. All that is coming up right now. What is going on, guys? Rodney here with Crypto Bros. Welcome to today's video. As mentioned, we are talking about Zilliqa. Just full transparency, Zilliqa is one of my top favorite projects, one of my favorite bags, one I am most bullish on, and one that I continue to hold. So we are going to be talking about that. I get it that the mainnet was pushed back. People looked at that as some fodder, some negative news. I actually think this is a good thing. I'll share my opinions there. Also, we're going to look at what they're doing in the meantime. They're launching a marketing campaign. They're bringing new people onto the team. They're developing their ecosystem. All that is going to come up in today's video. Before we jump in, though, quickly wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you guys for that. I have some really cool things coming up in the future for the channel. And also, right now, I do have a $50 Ethereum giveaway going on this Zilliqa ICO review. All you have to do to enter into that video is go right here to the video. I'll post it in a card above my head. But go to that video, make sure you like it, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and make sure you leave a comment below with your Ethereum address. That way I can pick a winner. All that being said, I did put a couple slides together just to kind of keep me on track as we talk about kind of where Zilliqa is headed through the end of 2018 and into 2019, so we will jump into those. All right, guys, just to preface these slides really quick, so Zilliqa actually came out with their update number 15. In this update, they talked about where their roadmap is headed through the end of the year, the fact that they're launching a marketing campaign, the fact that they are starting to kind of build out their ecosystem, and at the end, we will talk about their most recent partnership. That all came out. This is just a little bit more broken down and concise version of their most recent update. So, talking about the roadmap specifically into quarter 3 and quarter 4, their big focus is on their core protocol, specifically sharding-friendly smart contracts and the full functionality of Zilliqa. If you don't know what Zilliqa is Zilliqa's smart contract language. They basically developed it and said, hey, like, the current smart contracts have some issues. We're going to develop our own better version that knocks some of these out. So anyway, there is that. But again, back to the roadmap. Big thing here, establish all primary features for their core protocol, including the adjustment of the proof of work difficulty, GPU mining, and adding new nodes. Then once we actually hit quarter 4, the big thing is going to be on testing and security. Basically, they're just saying, like, look, we're going to spend this time to make sure when we launch our mainnet, everything is rock solid. Kind of segue off that. I do think the way they handled the delay of their mainnet was just perfect. They came out with a big announcement and said, hey, we're not ready to do this yet. We're not going to rush it. We all know what would happen if something, or if they did have kind of a rocky launch of their mainnet. So they took a step back. Not only did they have a nice announcement on it, they took a bunch of questions. Like 2 days later, 3 days later, they held an AMA where they were able to listen to the community, speak back to them, kind of give them insights on what they're going on. So I think they handled it really, really well. And I think that was a really smart play for what they have going on with their contract. Because in the meantime, they're working on just nailing all these points down, make sure it's very, very smooth launch. So anyway, continuing on with the update, the big one here is the fact that they're going to start a marketing campaign. And in my eyes and to my knowledge, I don't think they have any type of marketing movement in the current time frame. So what they've done is they've actually brought on a person called Yiling Ding, who is actually an ex-Googler, and she will be their chief marketing officer. While she was at Google, she was the head of the APAC regional marketing division. These kind of people help define the strategies for Google Play. She was also involved in a couple of key partnerships for Google. Again, she's going to be leading this new marketing campaign, which we haven't seen from Zilliqa before, and we all know, the power of marketing. So I'll just leave it at that. Then moving on, maybe the biggest update here, I think, is the fact that they have this another campaign running called Build on Zil. They're basically inviting all these potential projects to kind of chip in what they're going to do, and they picked 12 of them, and they granted a total of $5 million to these projects to all build on top of Zil. I think this is a great play to kind of get the ball rolling for their ecosystem. Yes, they had to pay money out of their own pocket to do this, but instead of waiting for the full functioning of the mainnet, they're bringing these people on to already start incorporating these projects in. Essentially, the goal here is to have applications running on Zilliqa that will support enterprise and end consumers by the time their mainnet launches. So kudos to them. If you're wondering what these projects are, so they have 2 Web3 projects, 3 wallets, 2 browser extensions, 1 smart contract library, the Zilliqa language server, 2 decentralized games, and what is called BTCT Futures, which is a cross-chain protocol that for the BTC token issuance on the Ethereum network and Zilliqa network. Zilliqa smart contracts will be utilized to fully support swing bias features and contracts for atomic swap. So very cool stuff there. I'll actually post a link so you guys can read more about each one of these projects. It's just a little blurb in there, and it keeps it short and sweet. And then the last one here is just a partnership. Now this was announced earlier in August, but it says earlier this month, Zill announced a partnership with Astaria, a leading enterprise software company in Japan. This is a public trading company, meaning it is trading on their stock exchange. Both Astaria and Zilliqa will promote the Zilliqa platform on Astaria, and Astaria is kind of like is the partnering company's software product for more than 6,500 enterprise customers, and that's essentially 41% of the market share in Japan. So think about all the businesses that are in there. This platform, Astaria, owns 41% of all the people operating on the system. So that's crazy just for the fact that's huge visibility to Zilliqa. So kudos to them landing a big partnership there. And then it says the partnership will enable enterprise systems to easily utilize Zilliqa's blockchain platform to power enterprise usage and adoption for decentralized applications. So big partnership there. So the last thing I want to touch on in this update is the current price point relative to the ICO. So when Zilliqa was actually in the ICO stage, you could be picking this up at just over 1/3 of a penny. If we actually flip over and see where we're at now, we're trading at roughly 3.5 cents. That is maybe 11-ish X up currently. So people who are holding Zilliqa, especially if they got in at the ICO, are still in the green at this point. But outside of our most recent movement, so that pull-up that we had a few days ago, we essentially went from 2.5 cents up to just over 4 cents, and now we're going back down again to 3.5 cents, obviously. But my point here is this. I do expect Zilliqa to continue to pull back. I would expect it to go under the 3 cent mark, right around the 2.5 cent mark. And if that is the case, I personally think that's a very good buy-in. And if we look at just back up to the all-time high, 2 cents to 20 cents, that is a 10x. And my thought process here for essentially 2019, I don't think we're going to see a ton of price action for Zilliqa through the rest of 2018. I still think, we're going to be in this bearish market. I think it's going to be fairly long before we see any type of mega movement. But for this to go just back up to the all-time high at 20 cents, I think is completely doable. That's an easy 10x. I just think it'll take time for that to happen. And my honest opinion is it will blow past that. I don't want to go on the record and give some outlandish price point, but with where these guys are headed, with the fact that they're already developing their ecosystem, with the fact that this mainnet is coming up soon, I think we're just going to see further adoption for Zilliqa, especially when they kick off this marketing campaign. So I really do think the sky's the limits. I think maybe my next buy order right around 2 cents, which I don't think is that far off the mark right now, but that is my thought in terms of price. And again, I'm pretty modest when it comes to that. If we get back up to the 20 cent mark, I would be thrilled to death. I think I've had buy orders at 10 cents, 7 cents, 5 cents. I don't know if I have anything under 5, maybe a 4 cent buy, but I'm not sure on that. So anyway, guys, that is what I got for today's video. Hope you found some value in this. I think Zilliqa is a great project, not trying to shill it at all, but just spreading the good word on the project being one of my favorites. So anyway, appreciate you guys there. Make sure you get a chance to jump into this $50 Ethereum giveaway. Just go to this Feraldo video. There will be a card here at the end that you can click on. Also, there should be a beer can in the top left corner. If you see that and you click it, that will subscribe you to the channel. Otherwise, guys, that is all I have for you this evening. I will check you guys later.